The bitch is back, so let's talk about everyone's favorite TikTok dancer. Oh, and she happens to be starring in a movie that's out now. Model 3 Generative Android 2.0 somehow returns and this time is ready for her new adversary, Autonomous Military Engagement Logistics and Infiltration Android. That's the villain's name. Basically, everyone who survived the previous film is back. 2 years have passed since the horror princess was unleashed onto the world, and the result is one of the goofiest movies I've seen in 2025. I had to see this picture twice to get a full grasp for my feelings on it. They're still all over the place, so let's see if I can sort through them here and see how I feel about this film by the end of this video. Did you like the M3GAN dancing memes on TikTok? Well, there's a solo dancing sequence in the film at an AI convention of some sorts. Did you like the Saturday Night Live sketch about M3GAN 2.0 that was made 2 years ago? I think the filmmakers took all of the memes and jokes about the last picture and decided to say, screw it, we're going to lean into it all. And the result is a convoluted mess of a film that is still charming and fun to watch in the moment, even if it doesn't make a lick of sense. The Wikipedia page for the film says that she was revived because she made a backup of herself in the main character's smart home after the end of the first film. But now that I've seen the second film twice, I don't think that is mentioned one time. She just happens to randomly show up about 25 minutes in. It had less explanation than resurrecting Chucky. And the most obvious thing to get out of the way and why I think this film is dividing people is that it is not a horror film in any way. It's much more comedic tech thriller with espionage. This tonal shift reminds me of how Maxine was basically a hard-boiled noir film begging to come out, but was still partially trapped in its horror roots. There are scenes in M3GAN 2.0 where we have the obligatory lights going out, and we want to have the illusion of potential fright for a few seconds, but they don't want to focus on that when they could just have M3GAN encounter a program restriction when she tries to drop an F-bomb. A very funny moment, I might add, but it is indicative of this film having a harder time finding a singular identity, just like Maxine did. I loved Maxine, by the way. The things that work for me in this film work incredibly well, though. There's a car that our main characters find themselves in that speeds up to 200 miles per hour, and it involves a gag about the TV show Knight Rider, including playing its theme. That scene for me encapsulates the mood the picture is going for. It's a strange mashup of old 80s and 90s sci-fi films like Free Jack, Johnny Mnemonic, and Runaway with Tom Selleck, modernizing them and adding quipping humor that fits with the mood of the character and the world. I kind of like this idea of making the first one a light horror film and shifting gears in the second picture to make her protagonistic while staying true to her character. I think this film exists to make it into a franchise. The dynamic between the niece and the aunt from the last film is present here, and there's still some relationship issues that they're trying to convey, but they drown it out immediately without giving it any resolution. I also think that the character of Gemma does whatever the plot requires her to be. Sometimes she's a voice of reason, other times she's the one who is against all the happenings. It's like her character keeps changing moods to match whatever tonal shift happens next. Remember the film Afraid? Probably not. But in that film, the wife character was resistant to the AI, then accepting of it, then resistant again. Gemma basically does the exact same mood shifts in M3GAN. I can't understand her motivations except wanting proper legislation on artificial intelligence. And this film is trying to say that we can all live with AI if we use it responsibly. I don't know how many people are going to agree with that message, but thank you for trying. The villain in this picture is okay, but her motivation is so convoluted in corporate BS. By the time we get to know what the stakes are, the film decides to throw in a secondary villain for some strange reason. I hope that I am conveying that this film is a mess and has a hard time deciding what it wants to be. The niece character has a strange fetish with Steven Seagal films. And look, I love me Out for Justice, who doesn't? But will anyone who goes to see this movie know who Steven Seagal is? It seemed weird to me, as is this whole film. But the things I really like about it are its high energy, its lighthearted tone, it being in on its own joke, and the fact that it's at least trying to be something different instead of a soulless sequel. So for that reason alone, I liked it. I think that the presence of M3GAN this time is a little more uncanny than it was the last time, I mean visually. She just seems like she's in a different plane when occupying the same spaces as the humans. She sticks out in a Jessica Rabbit kind of way. It was strange, but it doesn't matter. She sings to her heroine about familial issues, and it is so stupid that it got a chuckle and eye roll out of me, so I cannot hate. There's a Mission Impossible gag in here, and many more that I want to leave as a surprise. So overall, I will say that this is a film that I enjoyed in the moment, and think you will as well. But I only enjoyed it in the moment, and will probably only think about it again when I am remembering some of the weirder films I've seen recently. It is batshit crazy and all over the place with its ideas, much like this review actually, but it has a fun tone that I recommend for what it is. I give M3GAN 2.0 a very, very marginal 3 stars out of 4. Let's hope now that the filmmakers can pick one mood for the next time out. Maybe the third one can be a neo-noir, and the fourth one can be a tear-jerking drama. Who the hell knows these days? And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.